Hello everyone. Welcome back to our today's episode on AI agent for business analyst. So my today's question is how can business analyst integrate agentic AI to the legacy system?
All right, thanks, Ansuman. It's a very interesting question, and I would like to reframe your questions into two parts. Yeah. So the first part of the question should be what's the approach the business analyst can take to integrate with the legacy system? And second part of the question should be what the role business analyst would be playing into overall this integration. Yeah, if you're okay, shall I take it up both the questions?
Yes, please go ahead. Thank you.
All right. So look, let's say again take a step back and understand the legacy system and integration, right? So there are many legacy system that don't have the API, yeah, and integrating with the legacy system that don't have the API, it's not easy. I mean, there are no other ways than the RPA to integrate, yeah. Even though you want to integrate with the help of API, so building the API and then going through the different level of approvals, security clearance and everything takes a lot of time. So you have the only choice and channel left to integrate with the legacy is the through the RPA. Yeah. But now since RPA and agentic coming together, so let's understand how this will happen. Yeah. So the nowadays that I mean you might have heard about orchestrator. In fact, in UiPath, there is
Right.
orchestrator that orchestrate the whole bot, right? So this concept will be orchestrated using agentic AI orchestrator. Yeah. So agentic AI orchestrator actually coordinate the work among the different agents, the human, and as well as the RPA bots, right? So what will happen? So end of the day, the principle remains the same. RPA orchestrator, it will be reasoning, thinking, and planning for the whole system. And
All
once
right.
it will understand the intent and action, it will basically then route the request to either RPA or maybe it can route the request to the API or maybe to the your AI agents, right? So understand. Once again, I'm just summarizing and then maybe I'll move forward. So the only way to integrate with the legacy system that don't have the API through the non-invasive way, and that is RPA. So you need to hook in the RPA into your agentic AI orchestrator, and when any request comes in, your agentic will actually reason, plan, and figure it out the action. It will hook in the RPA, and once RPA will complete the design task, it will assign back the result back to the orchestrator. So orchestrator is the core brain that would be doing the whole integration layer and the activity. So just to give you one example, just to make sure we are not only theoretical, but rather we are practical. Think about a automating the incident management system, ITSM system, where one of the component is still the legacy ITSM system, right? So what will happen? First, you need to build the orchestrator, agentic orchestrator, and inside the agentic orchestrator, you might have agents, you might have RPAs, right? So when any request comes for the incident, let's assume that customer is complaining about a bad router request, right? So agentic will actually understand the intent, it will classify the request, and after classification, it will run through a very high level of diagnostic, and then it will hand it over the request to RPA. That RPA will go and again, it will do the screen scrapping or whatever the UI level integration to perform the activity. After performing, it will share the result back to agentic, and agentic will further perform its activity, and then again it will hand it over back to RPA for closing the tickets. Yeah. So look how the whole coordination hands off happening between the agentic as well as the RPA, and the whole brain is being driven by the agentic AI. So that is how the integration will take place, right? Now, little
Right.
bit I would touch upon the second part of my your question. What kind of role the business analyst can play here? Of course, they cannot 100% participate into integration, but their role comes as again as a strategic partner, as an orchestrator partner, where they need to deep dive into the problem domain. They need to immerse into the space and understand what's the pain point, right? What
Mhm.
is the art of the possibility? Does system has the API availability or not? In case it doesn't have the API availability, how how the whole integration will take place? What are the different, I mean, taking through the safety as well as the privacy measures, and then maybe creating the business case and going through it. So basically they would be playing a kind of orchestrator role, connecting with all the stakeholders and making and happening the art of the possibility. I'll just take a pause, and I hope in case you have any question, or do let me know.
No, not at all. I think it's perfectly clear and it's thank you again and we'll come back again with our next question. Thank you very much.